Welcome back, guys. I'm your host, Siren Frost, and like I said in my last video, I'm going to be doing like a part 1, part 2 video. The first one was part 1 of Angels, Angel Feather, and now this is part 2 of Dark Irregulars, featuring the Scharhrot support. This is featuring Scharhrot Vampir. It's not a complete Scharhrot because we're still waiting on set 8 for all the rest of us to come in, but it wouldn't hurt to showcase what the deck profile is, right? So tonight, we'll also be doing demons. Oh, son of a bitch. So a drink! Stop drinking me! There we go. Alright, so let's try and make this video as quick as possible because the last one was... I'm trying to reduce some of these videos as best I can. But, anyways. So my starting vanguard is new Enigmatic Assassin. She doesn't have the Forerunner skill like the others do. But however, at the beginning of your attack phase, you superior call her out from the soul, as long as you have 10 or more cards. So she also gets plus 5,000 power. Plus, if the cards in your soul is 15 or more, add 10,000 power to this. So that's actually a pretty good number. 15,000 power? Holy shit. For a small unit? Yeah. She'd be a 20,000 booster or attacker, so I think that's pretty badass. Alright. And then, next we're playing 4 heal triggers of Alice of Nightmareland. I'm not a very huge fan of the psychic barrier kind of thing, or the Doctor Regular heal trigger, or the other ones. I figured those were from different sets, so I figured they belong to different archetypes. But yeah, I love Alice's artwork too. It's so dark and gothic. It's like, which I'm basically kind of like my whole existence was about, because I'm a fan of vampires and I love vampires. Vampires, angels, just not zombies or, well, you guys get the gist. Next for trigger, we're playing 8 crits, so we're playing 4 of the One-Eyed Succubus. She is the Scharhrot critical trigger, and very much appropriate too. And then 4 copies of Dark Knight of Nightmareland. And as a disclaimer, guys, these decks are basically inspired by Rin Hashima and Satoru Enishi. So don't be surprised if you guys see these cards from the anime itself, and they seem quite familiar. So just a little disclaimer. Next, for the final triggers, we're playing 4 copies of Monochrome of Nightmareland. I have never played this card even once because I was never a fan of stand triggers. But I figured it wouldn't hurt to make this cat's debut because I've seen how good it could be in the anime, so I figured I'd give it a shot too. So anyways, active generation break 1. Put this on top of your deck. Shuffle your deck, soul charge 1, and if the number of cards in your soul is 6 or more, choose a card from your Devil Zone and countercharge it. Then, if the cards in your soul is 10 or more, draw a free card. So, as long as you get up to 10 cards in the soul, you can activate both their abilities. So, it's very easy to pull it off. You draw a free card and then you countercharge. What better way to say no to that? And then soul charge. So, what better way to say no to that? Like hell, right? Alright. And then, anyways, so, next up we're playing 4 copies of Combust Vampir. I know you're all probably thinking, like, he's garbage. I know some of you may say he's garbage, but I think he has some great use. His ability is you rest him and then you soul charge him. You rest his unit, soul charge 1. If the number of cards in your soul is 6 or more, choose one of your units and it gets plus 5,000 power. So as long as you have 6 cards in the soul, you can give your Vanguard or your other rear guards 5,000 power. So what better way to say no to that? Like, what's wrong with that? Next, we're playing the Scharhrot Stride, 4 copies of Succubus Pure Love. And, like I said, she's in here just for searching out Scharhrot and Stride. So that's only like her only purpose. Among other things, right? Geekity. And then we're playing 4 copies of Flatbreaker. Just, do a little bit more counter charging, and because this deck, I believe, can do pretty much a lot of counterblasting. So you gotta be a little careful on your counterblasting. And then we're playing the newer unit from the promo series, 2 copies of Eccentric Dissector. Yeah, Dissector. He came out in, I believe, in the little promos that you get in those boxes of set 7. I've been looking for more of him, so I think he might be pretty good for a deck to get your soul charge quicker. And he doesn't require no generation break, so he's the exact same thing as Nightmare Doll Juliet. So thumbs up for that. Shout out to Pale Moon. And yeah, so at the beginning of your main phase, soul charge 1. So it just helps you soul charge a shit ton. Next for grade 2s, we're playing 4 copies of Doppel Vampir. He's basically the new Silent Tom. If you have 15 or more cards in your soul, your opponent cannot guard anything grade 1 or higher. Also, it contains Darkness. When this unit attacks the Vanguard, if the cards in your soul is 6 or more, this unit gets plus 5,000 power in the battle. So a Silent Tom ability, and then 5,000 more power if the cards are 6 or more. So that shouldn't be no problem at all. But 15 cards, that'd be a problem. But you know what? As long as you have 6 cards in your soul, 5,000 power is not going to hurt no damn thing. So I'm not complaining about it. Next, we're playing 4 copies of Squallmaker Vampir. Again, another unit I was very iffy about, but this is a vampire deck too. So I'm trying to get the whole vampire vibe going on, but everyone thinks, I think everyone says that he's an okay unit. I mean, I didn't give him much of a chance, but that's me being a dumbass. Anyways, Generation Break 1 is Combust 1. When this unit attacks the Vanguard, if the unit is boosted and pay the cost, if you do, Soul Charge 2. And this unit gets plus 5,000 power in the battle. So add 5,000 power to this into Squallmaker and then plus Soul Charge 2. I'm down for it. Because anything you can get up to Gilles' ability or Scharhrot's ability, I'm all for it. Next, we're playing 3 copies of my favorite Grade 2 unit, Flirtatious Succubus. Flirtatious Succubus. So, when she's placed in the Vanguard Regard Circle, you Soul Charge 1. So, that's what Succubuses do. They give you life, or take away life. But it depends on their mood. You know, it's food to them. Next, the final, we're playing 4 of the main boss, 4 copies of Scharhrot Vampir. And I'm going to read this because I'm blind. Generation Break 2. During your turn, if the number of cards in your soul is 6 or more, this unit gets plus 10,000 power. Then, if the number of cards in your soul is 10 or more, this unit gets plus 1 critical. So as long as you have 6 and 10 cards in the soul, he gets plus 10,000 power plus 1 critical. So, that's lovable. Stride skill is Combust 1, you Soul Charge 2, and then choose one of your Vanguards and this unit gets an ability. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, if the number of cards in your soul is 6 or more, your opponent chooses one of his rear guards and retire it. So, they'll have no choice. Like, they have to retire a rear guard. Any one of them possible. So, and that's why he's kind of deadlier, because, you know, he actually lets you retire them. Which is the complete opposite of Angel Feathers. Next, I'm trying out a new unit. So, for the 4th unit we're playing is 4 copies of Frosty Steeple. He's basically your Darkness Searcher. Like, you Counter Blast 1 and you Soul Blast 1, and you choose the top 5 cards of your deck. And when he's placed in the Vanguard Circle, look at the top 5 cards of your deck and search for a unit with a Darkness ability. Reveal it to your opponent, and then add it to your hand and then shuffle your deck. But his main ability is Generation Break 1, Darkness. When this also can look for himself too. When this unit attacks the Vanguard, if the number of cards in your soul is 10 or more, add 10,000 power to this at the end of the battle. And if the number of cards in your soul is 15 or more, until the end of the battle, your opponent cannot call grade 1s or grade 2s from the hand to the Guardian Circle. So he becomes a Maelstrom attacker too. So I'm not complaining about it at all. I think it's pretty badass that we have a unit. Well, we have a lot of units that are doing that, but Darkness, I'm not complaining about it. But the problem is, you have to get up to 15 cards. But the units we're using right now, that shouldn't be much of a problem. I know some people will probably be saying, like, why don't you run with Letter Udinese? I just have a different preference on it. I'm giving these units a chance. I don't judge. And if I don't like the recipe, I'm more than happy to, change it. So, it's no big deal, really. So, anyways, that's the main deck. And now for the, G-Zone, we're playing one of the main bosses until Scharhrot comes out. We're playing 4 copies of Abominable 1, Gilles. Now his skill is, you choose for 1 turn, it's an active skill, you Personal Blast 1 copy of Gilles face with G-Zone. If the number of cards in your soul is 10 or more, this unit gets plus 10,000 power. Then, if the units in the cards in the soul is 15 or more, until the end of the turn, this unit gets an ability. Until the end of the turn, your opponent cannot call any grade 1 or higher monsters to the Guardian Circle. And if the face-up cards in your G-Zone is 2 or more, at plus 1 critical. So he gets 10,000 power, plus 1 critical, and a Maelstrom ability. So, yeah, we all kind of know what he does anyways, because, you know, for some of you who are true Dark Irregular players, DB or DI players, I think it's pretty awesome. And I recommend him to use 4 of him when even with Scharhrot. So you're going to have to do a lot of rearranging in your G deck. Next, for 4 copies, I'm playing Rebellious Retainer of the Fresh Blood Frederick. I know I was thinking about putting him at 2, but and I'm going to read his ability. Choose a card from your hand and put it into your soul. This unit gets 1,000 power for each card in your soul until the end of the turn. Fair enough. If the total power increased with this effect during this turn is 10,000 or greater, all the rear guards in your front row gets 5,000 power and can be used for the rest of the turn. So if you get at least up to 10 cards in the soul, you can, and if he gets plus 10,000 power, he can give all your rear guards 5,000 power, and only in the front row. So that won't be much of a problem, and that adds a little bit twice more pressure to your opponent. Next, we're playing 2 copies of Love Tempest Kiss Lara. If her attack makes it through, if the cards in your soul is 6 or more, you soul charge 2, or when the attack hits the Vanguard, soul charge 2. If the number of cards in your soul is 6 or more, draw a card. So she helps you just draw a card. I guess she becomes more of a staple. And next, we're playing 2 copies of Mask of Demonic Frenzy, Rais. Rais' ability is Darkness. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, you may soul charge 2. If the number of cards in your soul is 6 or more, until the end of the battle, this unit gets an active auto ability. When this unit attacks hits, your opponent chooses his or her rear guards and retire it. So this is also a combination to Scharhrot's power too. And if the number of cards in your soul is 15 or more, this unit gets plus 1,000 power for each card in your soul until the end of battle. So, I like it. No complaints. And then finally, we're playing 4 copies of G Guardian Saint Germain, or if you want the full name, Nighttime Gentleman Saint Germain. And his skill is, when his unit is placed in a Guardian Circle, if the number of cards in your soul is 10 or more, this unit gets 10,000 shield. And if the number of cards in your soul is 15 or more, choose any number of your units and they get a resist ability. So, it adds 10,000 power to the shield and gives any number of your rear guards resist ability. So, that's pretty good. It's kind of going to be an immortal for 1 turn. So, anyways, guys, that is the deck profile of Scharhrot Vampir. Let me know in the comment section. Let me know in the comments down below, and you know what you guys think about this build, and you guys think it's okay, and yeah, all that good stuff. And also, guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in to this part 1, part 2 of Angels vs. Demons. I enjoyed it, very so, and yeah. And as always, guys, there'll be a full deck list into the description box down below, so you guys can go ahead and check that out. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys have a great night and have a great week, and hope your day goes better with this fucking heat. So, anyways, guys, I love you all. Thank you guys for your support. Thank you guys for watching. It makes me feel so happy that you guys are even at least a bit interested. So, anyways, I'm gonna go, but yeah. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe, like this video, thumbs up for it, and rate and comment. You know the drill. So, anyways, guys, I'm Siren Frost. Have a good night. Bye.